so this is another mukbang from Chantal. I'm doing this one because in the thumbnail she has it saying afraid to be single. So maybe there's something interesting in here. I doubt it, but you know what? I'm gonna do a nice little reaction to it anyway. I have her sped up to 1.5. So let's get with it and see how it goes. You might see a cat every so often if they're playing.
Hello, cutie. What are you doing, Sam? What are you doing, Sam? What are you doing, Sam? Hey guys, hey, how are you? How are you? She wasn't. Somebody talking to me. I think you can hear the birds again. I have a fan going because, whew, it's getting hot. Especially with the oven on and cooking. But ladies and gentlemen, I have another home cooking meal to share with you guys. Well, mostly home cooked. Got some ranch.
Ow, 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 cat. Hey, kitty. Cat's clawing at my foot. Ow, no. Hi, this cat. The boy cat. He has a foot thing. I don't know what it is. That hurt. Anyway, my train of thought. I feel like now that she had that ranch, she's so obsessed with it, she's just gonna have ranch with every meal. I mean, I don't watch all her mukbangs, and I'm never going to because, no. But I'm pretty sure a majority of them have this ranch. The last one I did with that salad had the ranch. So I feel like this is gonna be her thing from here on out. I mean, hey, on the bright side, at least she dressed for this one, and that's a really cute shirt. Or dress, I don't know what it is, but it's cute. Not even gonna lie. I don't know if I like her with the blonde hair, to tell you the truth. She's worn that wig before. I haven't seen her in the other one. Maybe she's worn it in other mukbangs, but I don't know.
Whatever I don't use with the ranch, I put in some cubes. I put back into the fridge with some wrap. And I have some more of these. Cream cheese bad boys. The asparagus, I'm going to save it. I finished off with the jar yesterday. The flavor's so good. Fine salt though.
I love how she mentions that. Like, who cares? 90% of what you eat is probably high in salt. I mean, you go out to eat most of your meals, so like, why even mention that? Who cares? That's not a reason for you not to eat it, because if that were the case, then you wouldn't go out so much and you'd actually make your own food.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, my hairline is a mess. I need to pluck it. I need to pluck the wig hairline. So you can part some of my hair is coming through. So anyway, that area we can talk. So guys, okay, so alright, so the drink I'm trying for the first time, Monster Energy. Now I'm not gonna make it like a habit of drinking these, but dragon tea plus dragon fruit. This entire can has 40 calories.
Okay. Again, I ask, who cares? You're not watching your diet in any way, shape, or form, obviously, so who cares how many calories there are in there? I mean, who's watching her channel for health advice? Like, honestly, nobody, I can guarantee. There are a lot of people watching to watch her eat, of course, and she's got her feeders and all that stuff, but no one's watching for that.
That's pretty good. White tea. Not bad.
I'm not a fan of monsters or any of those.
So ranch mashed potatoes here. So I just put some of the Steven Sushi packet ranch in the potatoes with some margarine and some milk. I reheated some of the rotisserie chicken and I mixed it with barbecue sauce and Old Bay seasoning and some stovetop. Just your plain old stovetop in a box for the carb lovers.
I love that she has the box there. I mean, is this her kitchen or is this her living room? I don't know exactly where this is located. But, I mean, if it's in her kitchen and this is her table, okay, fine. Then maybe, but if this is her living room, she, like, brought the box to show everybody, which I find funny.
Okay. And, yeah, so that's what I'm having today for dinner. So, let's get to
Get some thumbnails, baby. I got it right at that moment. Because that'd be it. That's all bullshit. Her stupid tick that she has, that's utter bullshit. She wasn't doing that all the time in prior videos before, you know, she decided to be cute. I don't know, is that part of a mukbang thing to, like, you know, have some odd tick or something? Like, do feeders like that? Oh.
I like to take a chicken. Oops. Put it in a mashed potato.
If I'm getting it right when she puts it in her mouth, it'll be perfect. That's why I'm taking multiples, because the first one didn't come out. Hopefully the next couple will.
So,
and the fact that she puts that same ranch back in the refrigerator after her fingers have been all in it and her saliva from double dipping. Yeah, that's gross.
So good. So you guys, I realized something today. As the time is getting closer to move, again, on April 15th, next Wednesday, I have gotten some new subscribers, so moving back in with my ex, who I lived with prior to my current ex, it's like I'm single for the first time in 15 years, but I'm still oscillating between my two exes.
I love how she says that like most of us don't know exactly who she's talking about. It's my ex now with my previous ex before that. Like, duh. We know who you're talking about. We've seen Pizza a million times. And heard BB's voice a million times. Oh my God. You were gonna knock that over.
So the person moving back in with now, Pete, I was with him for about 7.5 years.
My female cat is the reason I don't let my cat sleep in my room. And rarely ever let them in here because she likes to climb things. And right now she's climbing this cheap little portable closet that I bought for the living room initially. But she tore it up so bad I had to put it in my room. And she still wants to climb it, but it's like one of those ones that has the poles that you just kind of put together. And they're bent from her destroying it. And it's like, and I don't know where my water bottle, my spray bottle's too far for me to grab it and get her, but that's okay. Even if she breaks it, it's not that big of a deal. But gosh, can she just stop in? She's too curious. Her brother's like, whatever, he'll hang out with me, but she's gotta be everywhere.
Same. BB. And I realized, like, I haven't really been single in, like, 15 years. Which is just crazy to me, like. And whenever I ended it with Pete, it was because I was sick of being in a relationship. But then when I was single, I guess I kind of panicked a bit and was like,
yeah, who's gonna take care of me? I'd be panicked too if I needed all that help physically, and my significant others were the only ones that did that for me. Yeah, I'd be worried too.
I don't know his feeling. I don't like his feeling. Like, I guess I have some fears of being single. And I think most people, or at least a lot of people, who go through breakups after being with somebody for many years, go through similar fears. Where
I just realized my volume wasn't all the way up.
And that kind of just like sometimes prevents people from moving on, trying to be happy alone. I know I do that.
The problem with her is that her life basically revolves around being in a relationship with someone. Whether it's, you know, a sexual relationship, whether it's an actual, like, boyfriend. I mean, every story she tells is about her, woo, and there goes the kitty, about her sleeping with someone, or doing something sexual with someone, or having someone flirt with her, or whatever. So it's like her entire life revolves around that, because it's the only thing that she finds substance in. Now, whether I believe half her stories or not, I don't know. when she says she's up to the homeless man, I could believe that. You know, there are certain things that she says that, okay, I could believe that, but I don't know. Certain things I'm just like, I highly doubt that. Like, I highly doubt that. Like her French lover, yeah, sorry. We're gonna have to show the receipts on that one, but like, whatever. 90% of the stories she tells, that's all they're about. So it's like, I don't even think she knows how to, like, survive or be without being in some kind of relationship with someone.
I did that with Pete. I did that with Evie. It's like, you know the relationship is long over, but you still care about the person. You don't want to end it and break their heart. You don't want to.
And see, that's actually a sign of very low self-esteem, when you just have to be with someone all the time, like physically, and that's all you find worth in when it comes to yourself. Like, she doesn't talk about the things that she finds good about herself in any way, other than that she's had sex with who knows how many people. That's all she finds redeeming about herself, or good, I don't know. So I feel like that's just a sign of her incredibly low self-esteem. And she can lie all she wants, but I can guarantee she does not like herself. It's in the way she acts, it's in all the things that she says. I mean, a person who likes themselves isn't going to make a fool of himself on camera like she does. You know, a person that likes himself isn't going to eat for their feeders on camera and look like a gross slob like she does. A person who likes herself isn't going to just sleep with any man with a penis. Like, I mean, honestly. You know, she'd sleep with anyone if it suited her in some way. And that's not to say that women who have multiple partners have low self-esteem. No. I've had multiple partners. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is a woman who, like Chantal, seems to only find value in sleeping with a lot of people instead of just being with herself, you know, like really being confident in herself. You know, obviously, it's just obvious in a lot of the ways that she has very low self-esteem.
Disrupt the life you have together. It's just like, so some of the fears I have like, one of them is like being lonely. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be alone, like, you know? Not sleep with anyone or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just me and myself and I. I guess number 2 would be, I'm scared for BB. I'm sure he'll be okay.
Oh, he'll be so okay. He is so happy you're going.
I still love and care about him. It's just
the best thing you could do to love and care about him is to leave and let him be on his own and be without you. Because you are definitely not good for him. And he's not good for you. So, yeah, he'll be just fine.
The thing that I worry about automatically, I did with Pete's too. I worried about his well-being after, and I still do. Like, I still feel guilt about breaking up with him years ago. But this was like a mutual thing for BB and I, so it's not. As bad. In fact, he may even want it a little more than I do.
Oh yeah, but he does. He wants it so bad. Be rid of you.
It's like a weird situation. It's totally messed up. So, anyway.
Gotta get that screenshot, baby.
Another thing I'm just scared about is like, dating again.
I feel bad for whoever she dates next.
I feel like whenever I break up with someone, I compare my previous relationship to like the person I was with in my previous relationship.
Yeah, everyone does that. Like, that's normal to kind of see some of the same things in the person you're with now that you did in the person you were with prior. Like, that's just normal human nature.
The current person, and it never. It's like getting used to something new, something different. You know what I And so what if I never find a boyfriend like BB or Pete? So like, they were good boyfriends in a sense that they were loyal.
There are plenty of loyal guys out there. Just ask one of your feeders that live near you. They'll be happy to be with you. And they probably even love to like sit there and watch you eat because that's something they're into. So there's someone out there for everyone. There just is. There's multiple someones out there for everyone. That's why, you know, people talk about soulmates. And while I believe, yes, there is a such thing as having a soulmate, someone that you mesh with very well. But I don't believe there's only one person out there for you. You know, so, you know, if you have someone that was your soulmate and then it ends for whatever reason, there is a good likelihood you'll find someone else. You know, you just have to you just don't give up. And like I said, she needs to be in a relationship because it's the only thing that gives her life meaning. So she'll find someone quickly, I can guarantee.
The majority of our relationships, like for many years, was very loving. Phoebe's really taking care of me when I was sick. Just a really good time.
Or always. Always take care of it.
There's gotta be a really good up there, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I'm not gonna just sit through all the weirdos online dating to get through a good, like, to get lucky with a good gem, because, like, I'm telling you, before I met BB, okay, I want plenty of fish. I know this might look gross, but it would taste really good.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's gross, it's just a lot.
Oh yeah, that's good, baby. I swear, I would have guys like message me and be like, I want to lick between your toes.
Ew. That's disgusting.
It's super weird stuff like that.
I had a guy one time on there send me, I mean, it was his first message, I didn't respond, but he said he wanted to implant his seed in me, and I thought, okay then, thank you, but no thank you, I'm gonna move on. So yeah, there are a lot of weirdos on there, you know, like whatever, and I guess I even shouldn't say that, like everyone has their own kink. Like there's this one guy, I'm not even gonna say what his kink was, but let's just say it involved bodily functions, and I was not into it. Not to shame anyone who is, that's your thing, great, but you gotta find someone whose things are your things, you know? Some people are into feet. I'm not into feet. Not a big fan of them. You know, some people are just into whatever. Feeders, you know? Hey, that's their thing, that's fine. So, yeah, you just kind of weed out some of the not so muches. That's why you shouldn't meet someone right away when you've been talking to them. You know, you should talk to them a while. I had like a step process when I was meeting guys. I had to talk to them for a while in the thing. If I felt comfortable, I would give them my number. Then I would message them. Then I had to do a video call with them so that I could see who they were and see that they weren't trolling or catfishing or whatever. If that went well, then I would meet them in person in a public space for coffee, whatever, something simple. Nothing that takes up too much time, because if it doesn't work out, having to spend 2 hours with someone that you really don't want to be with is really hard. I've had that happen before. And then you go from there. So there is a process to it.
Alright. I had like an automatic men who like wanted me to take care of them. Like, okay, baby, you look like you know how to take care of a man. I like a woman who can spoil a man. Oh yeah, that's hot.
The girl can't even take care of herself. How's she gonna be taking care of a man? Like, honestly. Like, in the sense of take care of, like, you know, like, do things for and whatever, like, no. Girl can't even take care of herself. She's not taking care of someone else.
I've been through, like, I'm not saying all bigger women get taken advantage of, but I'd say that there's a good percentage of us that do at some point in our life. And
I think the thing is, and I even kind of went through this in the beginning when I first started getting into sexual relationships with men, was that I felt like if I got a guy that I thought was attractive, that I had to almost give in a way, like, not, I mean, if I really didn't want to, I wouldn't have. but I felt like I wasn't worth enough, or that it wasn't worth enough for them to work at getting to that step with me. And so a lot of the times I thought, oh, if I'm going to keep this guy, I've got to, have sex with him. I've got to do this. And that lasted for a little bit, but then I got tired of that. And I was like, you know what? No. I don't want just some guy that I can have sex with. Like, they're a dime a dozen. I mean, come on. They're men. In general, cis-born men tend to be, not all, of course, but a lot of them tend to just like, hey, if it's got 2 legs and, the right part, it's good for them, And so I had to decide that I wanted more than that in my life. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore to myself. And then as I matured more, I realized I had more value than just that. And that if someone wanted to be with me, they needed to not just be with me physically, but be with me intellectually and emotionally and, all the other things that I deserve. And I feel like she hasn't matured enough yet to figure that out. Because no matter what I think of her, she still has value as a human being, because all humans have some kind of value. Even the worst of us, just in the fact that we are human. And so, she's not like she's a murderer or a rapist or anything like that, so she could have more self-esteem if she really looked into it. I think therapy is a big thing. She needs to be in therapy. There's no doubt in my mind. She needs professional help to deal with whatever goes on in her mind. And maybe help weed out some of the ugly that's in her heart and in her way of being. Because, like, whenever I call her ugly, I'm never talking about her physical appearance. Like, the thing is, there is beauty in her, like, on the physical level. Like, I see it, but the problem is, her attitude and her ugly on the inside shows through so much that it takes that beauty that's on the outside kind of away, kind of chips at it. Because even the most beautiful person in the world, if they're ugly on the inside, they're ugly on the outside. Once you see that ugly, you see it. And so that's kind of with her. Like, so when I look at her, that's what I see. I see that ugly that's on the inside and has come to the surface. But it's never really a physical thing with her. Like, yeah, she's a bigger girl, so what? I'm not attracted to her because I'm a female. I'm a straight cis-born female. I'm not attracted to women. But that's not to say that, like, if I were a man in whatever situation, that I might not look at her and say, okay, I think she's attractive. Like, whatever, she has that potential. That's not the issue. But because of who she is on the inside, it kind of messes her up completely. She's a total troll, all of that.
I won't go through that again, I can tell you that right now. There wouldn't be any level of desperation that would make me, I've been through that, and oh, it's not my bag. Mm-mm.
Sorry. I got a better setup for this.
So, so there's all kinds of worries, and a part of me, like, feels like I can't breathe sometimes, and, well, sometimes I literally can't, but actually that's gotten a lot better with my medication. I had my CT today. It was so dead. Like, normally I dread going because of parking lot anxiety, but there was like no car. There was like lots of parking, and I was like, not a good thing.
Yeah, except you're over here giggling about it, but not a good thing. Like, she needs to work on how she delivers bad news. Because even when she's talking about, like, oh, and they all died, it's the way she says it. You're like, really? Like, do you have any emotion regarding this topic whatsoever? That's why I feel like she needs to stop with, like, a lot of those what are they, like the mystery stories or the this may have happened stories, you know, that aren't regarding herself. Because every time she does, she is not a storyteller. I'm just gonna put that out there. This girl is not a storyteller in any way, so she needs to stop with it. She just does not. Her delivery is crap.
Wasn't for a good reason, you know. But you go in, there's like these fully dressed, like in PPE, proper PPE, like people at the front, and they ask you like COVID screening questions, and then your name is on a list if you have an appointment there. They sent me back. I was like, I was the only person. I really didn't have to wait. And then about the CT. The CT, for those of you who don't know, it's kind of like an MRI. Sort of. Not really, it's not as long either. It's maybe like 5 minutes long. They slide you in this tube, circle thing, and you have to hold your breath. And then they wheel you out. So she said my doctor should have the results like in 7 to 10 days. So I honestly don't really like that Monster drink. It kind of like tastes artificial.
I can't imagine why. I mean, it should be all natural, everything, right? Like, it's made from fresh squeezed juices and da-da-da. Of course it's gonna taste artificial. It's an artificial drink. They're disgusting. They taste like pee. What pee smells like. That's what they taste like. Okay, I've never drank pee, but they taste like pee from what my sense of smell tells me. I don't know. I don't like energy drinks. I have yet to meet one that I like. My friend is obsessed with them. Like, she's always drinking energy drinks. I'm just like, no, thank you. Like, I think there was one that I liked, and it wasn't Monster. I can't remember the brand. And it was like this dark cherry. That it was okay, but I'd still prefer not to drink them. Plus, you have to be really careful with energy drinks because one energy drink has, what was it, 5 times the amount of caffeine that coffee does, and you're only supposed to have a certain amount of caffeine each day. And if you overdo it, you can actually cause heart problems. And people have even died from drinking too much. So yeah, I don't mess with them.
It is, but I think I'm just gonna switch to water. Water.
That's good.
So. My sheet set came for my bed. I have a matching sheet set with my comforter set. And the shams. And I'm excited. My new room is like there's so if you walk in my room, straight ahead there's like a big window. Then beside the window there's a balcony door. Then there's like a little balcony with like wire mesh all around so that birds don't get in or cats can't get out. Perfect for Sam and BBJ. And then like the back wall, there's like a huge dresser built into the wall with like dresser drawers, and on the other side there's a huge wall-to-wall closet. Wall-to-wall. It's like a huge ceiling to floor closet.
Now, because I don't really know, I mean, maybe I've missed it a little bit, but the apartment that she's moving into, is it the same one that she got really winded walking to, or did she find something different? Because I don't actually know. I'm assuming it's the same one, but I don't know.
On either side, then off to the side of that, there's my own private bathroom.
That's cool. If she's getting the master, she better be paying more too. I feel like she's getting the master.
Cannot wait to show you guys. Right now, it's like I've been looking forward to having dinner with you guys every night, no matter what I'm eating. Yeah, I tried my new Skechers shoes today. They are so comfortable. Like,
I'm glad you're looking forward to having dinner every night, because I certainly am not. And thankfully, unless you're talking about something worth talking about, I ain't watching them. Like I said, I'm doing this one because she's talking about her fears, which, hey, I'll give her points. At least it's something in this video. She's talking about something rather than just sitting there eating and having nothing to say. So I'm happy about that. But actually, her next one I'm going to be responding to is a probably a product sponsored one, I'm sure. The Teamy that she's been doing, that stuff's, well, that stuff's just dumb. Like any of those diet teas or diet supplements or diet this, I'm just not a big fan of it. I feel like if you're getting the right nutrients in your body and you don't have any hormonal issues that cause them not to absorb properly in your body, there's no reason for any of that stuff, like, honestly. Now, if you live in a place where you don't get a lot of sun, taking some vitamin D, yeah, of course, some supplements for that, fine. You know, there are certain ones that I think are okay, but I think that people who rely on it, and you open up their cabinet and there's 100 supplements, shakes and teas and all that stuff, I find that just utterly ridiculous. There's no purpose in that. Not at all. Like, look, you want to spend all that money for pretty much nothing, go right ahead. Like, just take a multivitamin. There you go. Perfect.
they slip right on. They're so comfortable. I showed you them in my previous video on my shopping haul video. If you haven't checked it out, you can check it out. Anyways, guys, whew, I'm so full. I'm kind of sluggish now, but that was like really good food, really good comfort food, and very cheap meal, very affordable. I mean, stovetop was on sale for like $1 or something, and I had like a bag of potatoes is not very expensive, and that rotisserie chicken is, to me, it's a good deal. It's like $7, but you get like multi-uses out of it, multi-meals out of it. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I guess that's it for now. Like I said, I look forward to having dinner with you guys every night, and I thank you for watching. Oh, I have a creepy pasta coming up. I have a viewer who submitted some pretty creepy photos to me that look very authentic, and she's got some stories. She's just this viewer who sees ghosts, and there are people who are...
Okay, I don't care. Otherwise, like, looks authentic. Like, you don't know. Are you a historian? Are you some kind of, like, expert? I don't think so. So, it can look as legit as it wants to, but unless you're doing some background history on it and, like, finding out from experts in the subject, I wouldn't trust it too much, but it's neither here nor there. I am done with this and done with her for the moment, so I am just glad that she did at least talk about something. Like I said, the next one is that product review one, so she's not actually eating on camera that I could tell, so that's good. I am glad that she at least is kind of giving a little bit of variety so that, you know, she's giving me some content I can stomach responding to. But I just try not to look at her directly when she's eating. It makes it a little easier for me. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I apologize if it touched my hair too much. It is what it is. Sometimes it just bugs me. But I still like wearing it down. And guess what? If that's how I am, that's how I am. But I didn't yawn. So you gotta give me props for that. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.